Very welcome, everybody, and very good evening. Thank you for joining this evening's webinar. So it's on professional LinkedIn and CV workshop in collaboration with Morgan McKinley. So I'll introduce the main speaker a bit later on. As a way of introduction, so my name is Pierre Yebog. I work for Engineers On, which is the professional body for engineers. If you haven't heard of Engineers On before, I'll just give you a brief overview of who we are. So the first part is our I guess, front office there. So we're based in Dublin in Clyde Road. If you're ever near the area, you're always more than welcome to visit. But we're a whole island organisation, and like that, we're collaborating with Morgan McKinley, who are based in Cork, but they also likewise have many offices around the country. We're established since 1835, so one of the oldest professional bodies in Ireland. We're a multidisciplinary organisation, so we cover all areas from civil to mechanical, biomedical, chemical, energy, environmental. So, great opportunity for you to network and meet with many different disciplines of engineers. We have over 25,000 members and a great network of engineers that you can engage with, who both within Ireland and also abroad. We're the sub-body for one professional titles, one being Chartered Engineer title, but we also have other professional titles, and we provide a route to membership and attaining and supporting you in attaining those professional titles. I like to start ourselves as a professional home for engineers, and obviously we want to support our members in their professional development, obviously starting as students or apprentices to graduate engineers and engineering professionals, and we hope that you see Engineers On supporting you on that journey wherever stage you are at. So in terms of benefits of membership, like I mentioned, across that 25,000 member base, opportunity to network and meet other engineers, whether, I guess, virtually, like here online, or in person through different events organized by ourselves or through our sectors, and also an opportunity to build up your continuous professional development. Access to exclusive reports and articles such as our Engineers Journal, or recently a salary survey and barometer reports to really give you health insight to engineering and help you in your kind of career itself. As I'm sure will be mentioned later on, the importance of obviously putting on your CV on LinkedIn that you're a member of Engineers On professional body. Obviously, you'll be able to, as a full member, apply the post-nominal MIEI to your CV or LinkedIn to show to prospective employers that you're a member of professional body. Opportunity to learn new skills and be involved in activities that can really develop your skill sets, both soft skills and also technical skills. As I mentioned, we support our members in achieving a professional title, and we have different routes to attaining those. And also that comes with it international recognition. If you want to, obviously, opportunity to bring your experience and knowledge abroad in the same way that we encourage international engineers to come to Ireland and provide their experience and knowledge here also. So if you're not already a member, I'll just go through the quick overview of the process to become a member of Engineers Ireland. So all our applications to become a member is through online. So both there's an opportunity to apply for that online by going onto our website, engineersireland.ie, and there's a link there in portal to become a member and apply through there. The fee for membership. So if you're a student, membership is free for the duration of your studies. While if you're not a student and working, you can apply and pay for the membership rate, which is €208. We also have other fee options for different circumstances. If you're a student, you don't need to provide a verified copy of your membership or of your qualification, let's say, since you're still undertaking your program. But if you are making a full membership application, we do need a verified copy of your qualification and to assess which route to a professional title you're on. And there's different ways you can have your qualification verified by another member of Engineers On, Garda or police, whether here in Ireland or if you're applying from abroad through Digitry and whether through your own university. Obviously, once that's all accessed by a membership qualification board, you'll be able to become a member of Engineers On, whether a student member or full member. And like I said, avail all the great benefits that you have there for the duration that you are a member. And obviously for those who will be going from student member and hopefully to full membership, you'll be able to avail of our discounted graduate membership rate. And it's a great way to obviously kickstart your own career and start working on your own professional development and working up your CPD towards a professional title. But with that discounted membership, we obviously help you in terms of your early stage of giving you free membership year after you graduate, and like I said, discounted thereafter. So this will be, as a member, you'll see your membership profile. And like I said, CPD is very important. So if you are a member, make sure you do log this as one of your CPD hours. All members have to make up 35 hours a year, excluding students and those retired. So make sure you do log that in My CPD just there. But also on your profile, a great way obviously to make sure you do review it and keep it up to date in terms of information on your own profile, my interest area. So if you want to sign up to like the Cork region or any regions that you want to affiliate with, any divisions or societies, so that your profile is personalized for you, as well as accessing all the different resources. So that's all from me in terms of overview of Engineers Ireland. So obviously, welcome to ask me any questions at the end, but there's my contact details there if you do have any questions around student graduate membership or obviously full membership of Engineers Ireland. But without any further ado, I'll pass on to Sarah McCarthy, who works for Morgan McKinley and will be able to go through this evening's workshop on the professional LinkedIn and CV. So thank you very much, Sarah, and I look forward to this evening's workshop.
Hi, everyone. Thanks a million for joining. I'm just going to share my presentation there with you all. Well, look, everybody, thanks a million for joining the Morgan McKinley and Engineers Ireland Professional LinkedIn and CV workshop. My own name is Sarah McCarthy. I'm a member of the Engineering Permanent team here in Morgan McKinley, and you can see my colleagues there who are also a member of the team. We all specialise in our own specific engineering area and cover a national remit. So we are the leading supplier of the engineering recruitment, delivering permanent, contract and temporary solutions to clients across Ireland. And we have a total of 26 consultants working on engineering roles nationally in permanent contracts, contracting, life science, construction and quality. And as I mentioned, we all specialise in our own individual areas. For example, some of the areas we specialise in is R&D, process, manufacturing, automation, maintenance, facilities, project management, QS, civil, quality and validation. And we partner with very established clients in the industry, including Ireland's leading medical device companies, life science companies, food, construction companies. And some of these include Pfizer, Hovione, Amgen, BD Medical, Kerry, Stryker, Dupuy, Hanley Energy, Sys Group, and Murphy Group, just to name a few. And our nationwide presence, as well as our specialised areas, give us a unique ability to anticipate and to adapt to recruitment trends and future areas of demand, as well to be a subject matter expert in all our specific areas to give you the best advice possible. So, Morgan McKinley, who are we? So, I'm happy to go into a bit more information about this individually if anybody wants a bit more information. But as Pierre mentioned, one of the leading talent services companies, not only in Ireland but on a global remit. You can see there on the slide the countries that we operate in. We have over 1,000 employees spread across 19 of our offices, and we specialise in talent solutions, recruitment solutions, and also within executive search. And you can see there within each specialized area that we operate in also. So we have over 5,000 happy clients, 1.5 million candidates that work with us, over 800 experienced consultants, and we've been operating in the business for over 30 plus years. So I'm going to touch upon this kind of more towards the end of the presentation, but just to give you a bit of an insight and a bit of overview in regards to foreign talent pool in Ireland. So employers in Ireland have an access to over 212 million people from the European Union's labour force, and Ireland ranks 9th globally for foreign highly skilled professionals. The country also ranks 8th for attitudes toward globalization and 5th for attracting and retaining talent. So, like I mentioned, I'll touch upon this towards the end of the presentation, but this is just an overview of some visas that are accepted within Ireland. And just to the right of the screen there, you can see in a small red box, this is just in regards to the current processing times for applications at the moment with critical skills employment permit applications. So, as of the 15th of March this year, at the moment, they're working upon the standard applications from the 3rd of March onwards. So, just in regards to the market at the moment, it's incredibly busy. The biggest challenge facing employers at the moment is the housing crisis, and candidates with good experience and the right attitude are typically eligible for multiple roles. So, a great article that was published back in February, you can see just a quick snippet of it there. 8,000 engineering jobs are forecasted from this year, and this is a source from Damien Owens, who's the DG of Engineers Ireland. So this 8,000 roles doesn't even cover people, say, for example, retiring. So there's more even outside of that remit, but it's great to see the engineering market just continuing to grow and be busy within Ireland. So, with any role, you must apply with a CV. So, your CV is probably one of the most important parts of your application, and it's your first way of making a good impression. So, biggest advice is to take time to write and update your CV, making sure you have all relevant information and all up to date information. Online, you can come across plenty of examples to work for if you Google a CV template, a CV examples. There's a number of them that you can work off of. It's an excellent opportunity for you to sell yourself to key decision makers and to make a great first impression. So, with every CV, we'd strongly recommend having a personal profile at the top of your CV. This would summarize your skills, your characteristics, and a bit about yourself. Then, kind of towards part of the CV, then under each job, we strongly recommend having the month and the year when you started and when you finished employment of each role, and include a summary of your responsibilities and your achievements, and include some projects that you've worked on if possible. Keep the content simple, keep it factual, include a work appropriate email, include your right to work status, do not lie, and do not write in the first or the third person. So, not only is the information within your CV important, but the way it's presented is also important to any key decision makers. So, making sure the font and the typeface is simple and classic. So, some recommendations, for example, Arial size 10 or Calibri size 12. Like I mentioned, simplicity is key. So, don't have any fancy backgrounds, passport pictures, pictures and graphics. They're a turn off for most readers, and it can just make your CV look a bit busy and distract from the key information that's on it. Have the right file format. So if you're sending a CV to an agency, have it in a Word format, and a PDF if you're sending it to a company. Headers and footers, they're not essential, and sometimes they can clutter the page, especially if you're trying to get a lot of information onto a small kind of page. So having a header and footer sometimes can take up too much of the space. Minimize the use of tables. So sometimes this could be a nightmare for us recruiters, especially when we have to format your CV or format it as per client needs. So if there's tables, sometimes it can just make it just a little bit harder. And always check your spelling. The amount of times that I've seen CVs where on it there may be an E missing an engineer, and it's just a common mistake. So before you send a CV to any future employer or to any recruiter, just make sure you have that second check and go through it just to make sure there's no spelling mistakes on it. So this is just a quick example there of a CV. So you can see there Barry, he has his membership title next to it in regards to Engineers Ireland. He has work appropriate email, and he has a link to his LinkedIn, which I'll touch upon kind of towards the end of the presentation. As I mentioned at the top of the page, having a summary is great, just your key information there that stands out, and it's the first thing that any key decision maker is going to read. Having our academic qualifications, Having a quick brief summary of your skills. I, for one, love seeing skills on a CV, especially when you know that our hiring manager is looking for a specific skill set. Having a look at that CV straight away, I know exactly what skills and what softwares um, this candidate has here, so it's a great way of standing out. And then the professional experience, as I mentioned, having the date and the month there, and your title and the company name on it, and then a brief description under each one in regards to your responsibilities and your achievements there. So when you're submitting CVs, just be very careful where you submit your CV and how frequently you upload your CV to career portals. So in regards to AI systems, some companies have very strict AI systems in place that may only allow you to upload your CV once before locking you out of the portal. Typically, sometimes this is linked to your email address. So just make sure the role that you apply for is relevant. And an example there is, if you have 2 years experience, don't be applying for roles where they're looking for 5 years experience, etc. So we've had a look at the CV. Now we're going to have a look at your LinkedIn profile. So if you have a LinkedIn profile, which I strongly recommend everybody does, and make sure you include a link on your CV that we saw in the sample CV that would bring everyone to your LinkedIn profile that's having a look at your CV, and that you keep them both up to date and both matching. So it's important to treat your LinkedIn as your social media professional profile. So just a bit of information there. Profiles with no photos get 14 times less views online. Make sure they're work appropriate. Find or take, if you don't have already, a high quality photo of you alone, professionally dressed and facing forward. And just a big reminder to everyone, LinkedIn is not Facebook. It is a professional profile. So here's just a sample of Ricardo, who is a member of Engineers Ireland. You can see all the relevant information that he has at the top of his profile. You can see where he works, where he's gone to college, and what degree he has as well, and what certificates he may have taken upon himself in the meantime. So it really stands out exactly who Ricardo is. So just in regards to your headline, great to have it punchy and standing out. So an example there is a civil eng professional seeking a site engineer or setting out precision with a main contractor, or experienced structural engineer working on large commercial projects in a leading engineering consultancy. So if you need any ideas in regards to what you should have, or some ideas of maybe what you want, don't be afraid to check out your peers' profiles, some colleagues of yours, or even people that you admire and look up to, just to get some ideas and maybe a punchline or how they've laid out their LinkedIn profile. And just be smart about your experience. List the jobs you've held and a brief description of what you were responsible for and what you've accomplished. You can choose to make it more or less detailed than your CV. I find with a lot of profiles, a lot of them would not have too much information on it in regards to compared to your CV. Your CV would have a lot more detailed, rich information, whereas with your LinkedIn, it's great to stand out and having very specific, to the point, relevant information. Think broadly about your experience. Be sure to include any volunteering activities you've done in the past. You can do this under volunteer experience and causes, and any engineering practical modules you would have done. So I know a lot of people say if you were doing a mechanical engineering degree in college, maybe part of the student Formula One team, and have done design challenges, etc. So don't be afraid to include them on your LinkedIn as well. So, just as I pointed out there, just in regards to some projects you may have done in college, if you don't have a lot of work experience, again, don't worry. If you've earned a prize or recognition in or out of college, you can list this under a section called Honours and Awards. You can also list classes, languages, certifications, team projects like the Student Formula that demonstrate your skills you've worked on hard to acquire. Again, build a strong network, so it's there when you need it, like your peers, your colleagues, people you looked up to, and ask for endorsements and ask for recommendations just to build up that profile for yourself. So I mentioned at the midway kind of point of the presentation there, just in regards to we're going to have a Q&A. But firstly, I just would like to thank you all for your time this evening, for joining us today. If you do have any extra questions or any information that you want, don't be afraid to reach out to myself. Like I mentioned, my name is Sarah McCarthy. I'm an engineering consultant, and you can see my email address there. I've also included my colleague, Barry Bowen, who is a manager there on the engineering team, if you'd like to reach out to him also.